Don't try anything you're about to see at home.
That's right. We're what you call experts.
Well, there's your problem.
In this special series of MythBusters,
Almost too exciting.
the Dream Team tackles their dream themes.
It's scientific!
Testing myths about everything from electricity to pressure and gravity.
This one hurt a bit.
Shaking down the science of shockwaves, velocity, and impact. With crazy chemistry,
Oh my goodness.
far-out physics,
One for the whole family.
and insane explosions.
Everybody okay?
Life's burning questions answered. On MythBusters, there's your problem. This episode, the MythBusters start by investigating the deadly potential of domestic appliances,
3, 2.
testing dangerous fans, bathtubs, and washing machines. Then they slice into 3 myths involving incision, attempting to cut bullets, cars, and fruit.
Oh, yes!
What could go wrong? A lot. First, a question that has the fans in a spin.
Can a ceiling fan, while it's spinning, chop your head off?
Nice.
Yeah.
It's a scary scenario. Could a careless jumping on the bed session lead to a headless encounter with a ceiling fan? To find out, Carrie, Tori, and Scotty first need to find a willing test subject. But they can't, so they're making their own out of ballistics gel, a pig spine, and bone. Let's call him Jack.
That actually worked out pretty good, didn't it?
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
With Jack's head left to set, the team can focus on how they're going to get him to jump.
So what I need is some kind of hydraulic lifter.
You know what I've got is a thing that we built for a commercial some time ago, and it was made to lift a little kid up into frame on camera.
That'll be
So
perfect.
It's like 50, 60 pounds, I believe we had sitting on it.
That's perfect, because, I mean, the myth is that somebody jumped, on a bed and jumped into the ceiling fan.
Tori tests what will soon become a fiendish jack-in-the-box. Then the team get to work on mounting the fan from hell.
I'm gonna feed you the wires first.
Okay.
They're going to start with a common household ceiling fan.
Okay.
Tori appears to do some very precise measuring to ensure Jack is correctly positioned.
This lift is about 1.5 feet, so that'll give us enough lift to get it safely into the, or unsafely, into the fan.
The room is made safe with bulletproof glass. And Jack is unveiled for what might be his last dance. Let's hope it's a fandango.
No!
Who measured this
That would
thing?
have sucked.
Maybe Tori's measuring wasn't quite as precise as we thought.
There?
I, for one, thought nobody would have built this whole rig without double checking where the head's gonna fall on the fan. I mean, who would do that? Apparently, they would do that. This is the first thing Jamie or I would have thought of. But yeah, it's okay, they're learning, they're good kids.
Put the box right on there.
Sheepishly, Tori gives Jack a raise.
I don't know who measured that. I'm gonna really give it to him.
Yeah, why don't you give it to him when you find out?
When I find out. All right, gonna seal the chamber.
The fan spins up to its top speed, which they calculate to be 26 miles an hour. And Jack's big moment can be delayed no longer.
Everybody ready?
Ready.
Ready?
Ready?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The head is rocked, but it doesn't roll.
It really didn't have much of an impact. It didn't cut through the ballistics gel, didn't crack the skull open.
That actually surprises me because this stuff is not quite as tough as muscle, but it certainly held together for this.
The household fan spins too fast for the head to reach neck level, but too slow to do any real damage. The blows just bounce off. With an ordinary domestic fan, the myth is busted. But what about an industrial fan?
Wow. It's like a little tornado down here.
It's a lot more power.
That's why we wanted to get this one. It's like a little tornado. The blades are like little knives, and it goes so much faster than the regular fan.
All right.
In fact, it goes 54 miles per hour, twice as fast as the household fan. Will Jack survive this time?
One.
Oh, chunks! Yes! All right. Oh, that did some damage. Hi there. Oh, that's gotta be at least a concussion. At least a concussion, maybe a fracture.
And certainly a bloody nose. This time, the dummy really takes a hit from the high-speed metal blades.
He got, oh, look, he cracked into his skull.
A little fracture.
It definitely made a mark in the skull.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it might not kill you, but you wouldn't want to have this happen to you.
But there's no decapitation, so it's myth busted, which makes them wonder, what would it take to make Jack lose his head? How about a lawnmower? Yep, they're going to suspend the engine from the ceiling, attach razor-sharp blades, and let it rip.
So right now, I'm using the edge finder and the digital readout to find the exact center of our blades, which is very important because if we don't get this thing centered, it's very likely that it will blow apart and go sending blades flying into the wall, possibly through the wall where we're standing.
While Scotty finds dead center, Tori rigs up the housing for the lawnmower engine. Scotty adds the final deadly touch. This should be a real close shave.
Oh, yes. Nice and sharp.
The homemade blades are attached.
Oh, that looks so good.
Then a finishing touch from a team player.
So I'm gonna make the ultimate sacrifice here. As long as you're gonna do it with me, let's make sure everyone knows who it is. There we go. All right. You'll have to tell me how it turns out because I can't see a damn thing.
Judging by the Coke bottles on this thing, he can't see a thing either.
Tori starts up the fan. With the heavy blades, it takes some turning over.
It's getting faster.
It looks pretty deadly.
It does, and pretty balanced. Nice work. You guys ready? And 3, 2, 1.
Oh my God! Oh my God, look at it! Look at it!
Oh, that is horrifying.
Brace yourselves for a slice of slow-mo.
Oh, dude, it's just going right through. Wow.
What happened?
It's a horror show in there. Oh, and now it's just carving it up. Look, glasses hovering in midair. Wait, here they come, here they come.
I hope you didn't even get an extra pair.
Oh, that is so great.
Jack is DOA, but his spine is still intact.
It didn't decapitate him, but it's definitely a deadly blow.
Scotty and Tori, this one goes into the MythBusters Hall of Fame. I mean, this is perhaps one of the most upsettingly lethal things you guys have ever built.
But still no head. I can't believe how hard it is to chop a head off.
It is apparently very difficult to chop a head off. This injury that this thing inflicted was definitely lethal, but it still didn't behead our dummy. I mean, I think that's busted.
That is
Totally
busted.
busted.
Unfortunately.
Next, Adam and Jamie are investigating a shocking theory.
If you threw an electrical appliance into my bath, I'd get electrocuted.
Having stocked up on thrift store appliances, the boys have differing opinions on what will happen once they dunk them in the tub.
The live power of the AC is going to come through one leg. The bathtub with the drain pipe is going to ground to earth, and you will be a very fabulous conductor of electricity in that short journey the electricity is making from the appliance to the ground, and it will kill you very quickly, I believe.
Do I know that you won't get electrocuted? I'm not so sure that I'm ready to jump in the tub quite yet, but I don't think so.
Building a bathroom isn't in Tori or Christine's job description, but being a Mythbuster means saying yes to almost any task. So they get to work.
I always get the best jobs.
And the glamour doesn't end there. Let's speed up the next part so people don't think they're watching one of those wonderful home renovation shows.
This is an amp reader going through, the ground is gonna go through that so we can read our amps. And then this is gonna go attached to the drain of the bathtub to ground the bathtub.
Now, the basic idea is this. There'll be a body in the bath. In this case, a dummy made from Ballistics gel. 2 copper paddles in the dummy's chest will represent the heart. The paddles are wired up to a relay, which will trip when the current passing between hits a fatal threshold. The bathtub's insulated and ready to go. Now, they need someone to get in.
Oh, Jamie, we have always dreamed of such a thing.
The Ballistics gel dummy has copper paddles inserted into its chest. It should conduct electricity in the same way as a real human. And this being MythBusters, Adam wants to add a little flair using a flash pot.
When we get a lethal voltage across the heart of the dummy, it's going to short this wire, poof, and we'll get a nice poof and we'll all know. And it's instantly reloadable.
The MythBuster way.
3, 2. I think it's perfect.
That was cool.
Is that good?
Time to test. Remember, never try this at home. First, they're dropping a hairdryer fitted with a ground fault interrupter, which should break the circuit when it hits water.
2, 1. Well, the ground fault interrupter tripped immediately, thus proving itself a life-saving device.
Okay, now for the real test. This older hairdryer doesn't have the ground fault interrupter.
All right, give me the countdown, baby.
Okay, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, drop.
The flash pot is triggered.
I'd call that dead. Yeah, what are you reading, Jamie? I'm seeing 8.5 milliamps here across the heart.
This one is dead as a dodo, well over the threshold.
All right, shall we power down?
That fatal threshold is 6 milliamps. That's enough to cause loss of muscular control, making it impossible to get out of the bath.
Next up, a toaster. I can smell the danger. All right, you ready?
Recording.
Okay, pulling in 3, 2, 1. Whoa.
Looks like our friend is toast.
Oh, yeah, 12 milliamps. That's very lethal, totally lethal. Toasters, no good. Next item, one of my personal favorites.
The curling iron. Let's go. What are you, Pee Wee Hermione?
Here we go. 3, 2, 1. 4.5. It's gonna be really uncomfortable.
I think you got out of the bath by now.
You think you can? Don't forget, we've got 4.5 milliamps at the heart. It means the rest of your body is gonna be like, lethal dose is 6 milliamps, but 4.5's gotta suck.
4.5 milliamps, it's a little close for comfort. I think I wouldn't want to be in there with that.
And now the iron, or as we refer to it around here, Fierro de los Muertos. Wow, that's the highest spike yet. We got 32 milliamps. This thing is literally pumping death into our subject here.
32 milliamps. That's more than 5 times the lethal limit.
Items that had large heating elements are delivering a lot more current, and that's specifically because a heating element is basically a modified short across wire, so it's a lot of exposure to the water.
The MythBusters also discover that if the appliance lands closer to the metal drain, the dose of electricity is drastically reduced because the current has less distance to travel.
We know that you can be electrocuted. Now we'd like to find out what would happen if you added something like bubble bath to the water.
Will the water's conductivity be changed?
Nope, that's not as much as it was the last time. It's only about 11 milliamps. Last time it was 18, I believe. The soap suds don't help it at all. In fact, it seems like it cut it down. Next up, we're going to try 200 mils of fake urine in the bath.
This urine is just water with salt and food dye added.
Fake fake weed test in 3, 2, 1.
Well, that's got it. It's just right in the death zone.
And finally, Epsom salts. Salt normally increases water's conductivity.
Big spike.
Wow.
That was over an amp. That'd be huge. You'd be toast. You'd fry. You'd boil.
This from the guy who thought nothing would happen.
I really like this one. We learned a lot on this. You can definitely die if you drop an appliance into the tub.
Oh, absolutely. Surprisingly, it actually turns out that the location of where the appliance falls in the bathtub really has a strong effect on the severity of the shock you'd get.
And what's in the water will determine how quickly you die.
Everyone always wants to know if we're just busting myths or if we're actually confirming them. And this one, 100% confirmed. Yeah, we're done.
Next, fact-checking one of the most outlandishly tragic stories in the history of laundry.
In 1998, a Charlottesville man attempting to do a large amount of laundry stuffed his washing machine with 50 pounds of clothes.
So he wants to get all of his laundry into the machine at once. So he takes this 50 pounds of laundry and he's jumping up and down on top of the machine to get it in there when his foot accidentally kicks the on button.
He sort of fell into the machine. His legs got stuck by the laundry and he banged into the shelf. He hit some bleach. Bleach blinded him. Apparently he might have even swallowed some.
At this point, his dog runs in to see what the commotion is about. And as he spins around, this time he hits the shelf again and some baking soda pours out. This startles the dog, who then urinates on the baking soda,
causing a small explosion, at which point the laundry machine went into its spin cycle, turning him at about 70 miles an hour, where he smacked his head into a shelf and died immediately.
Well, that sounds ridiculous.
Step 1, buy the biggest washing machine they can find.
What's the largest one that you would have in stock?
The large one.
Yeah.
It's a heavy duty, super capacity.
Do you think that this could hold 50 pounds of clothes?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
We, of course, went for Super Capacity Plus. Hopefully it'll be as powerful as about anything that's out there.
Step 2, shop for pre-loved laundry.
Let's see how much we got there.
Only the MythBusters choose their fashion by the pound.
I say we're good, 50 pounds. 50 pounds of laundry is a lot bigger than I thought it was. I mean, it's like 2 full, hard-to-lift garbage bags of clothes.
The guys construct a mini laundry in the workshop. Just like in the myth, bleach and baking soda are placed on the shelf.
As far as I can tell, it's working.
The machine runs like a dream. But they need to disable the cutoff switch so it can spin with the lid open.
Go ahead.
So, is this the moment of truth?
See, it doesn't even want to spin me around. Like, I can go like this. I can stop it.
Okay, myth busted. Are we done?
No. I think the next thing is to get 50 pounds of clothes and see if we can even get this thing to run with that.
Okay, let's load it up.
This is why the guy started standing on it, but I can't even make my feet into it. He's supposed to have sunk all the way to the bottom? All right.
And the myth is looking sunk too. But let's give it a chance.
It's not even spinning, it's not agitating, it's not doing anything. So the only option open to us now is to pull all this out, start pulling the guts out, and just make this thing spin hell or high water, no matter what the hell is in it.
They're going to soup it up. But first they need to strip it down, starting with the emergency clutch.
Well, we have done what we can to modify this machine to get rid of a clutch and get rid of actually every safety feature it possesses. Now we'll find out if it is in fact strong enough to do any damage once those have all been overridden.
The washing machine from hell
is about to be unleashed upon the world. It's spinning. It's going real fast.
Despite it being the washing machine from hell, they can stop it with their bare hands.
So the motor has like almost no torque at all.
The myth is busted. However, as is our way here on MythBusters, we are going to show what would happen if it did have enough power.
In accordance with the way of the MythBuster, they'll upgrade the regular motor to an electric motor from a car. They'll connect the motor to the drive shaft using a motorcycle chain.
There we go.
We have a very solid plan for making this thing go like hell.
Jamie wheels in a special guest, the robot he built for a soda commercial. By plugging the washing machine into the robot's power source and speed controller, he'll be able to easily direct the washer's spin speeds.
And what that gives us is a tremendous amount of power that we can control.
Are we 100% sure about that control? I sure won't be adding my delicates to the mix.
This should be live, so watch out there. Is it faster or slower than the spin cycle?
That looks pretty close to the spin cycle to me. It looks a little bit slower, but it looks pretty close.
Okay, I wasn't going all the way up yet. So we've done it.
We got it.
With the washing machine ready to go, it's time for a short but bizarre foray to a park to collect dog urine.
Does the Dane have to pee?
He just went.
Oh, no.
Remember, it was canine wee mixed with baking soda that supposedly created a laundry explosion.
There we go. Beautiful. Excellent.
Back at the shop, Buster's facing a motherload of laundry and possibly pain.
Grab one of his feet. So he's swinging the butt all the way upside down, like this.
But he's not going to go easily.
Here. Now, we lift him. Oh, wait. He's cupping a feel, right? See? We're done. See, that was easy.
Some out-of-fashion fashions are packed around his legs.
I told you no colors with the whites. All right, have we got the bleach up here? Let's do it.
Okay.
Jamie throws the switch on the Frankenwasher.
I'm glad we were all suitably safe distance.
That was a lot of fun. That was pretty cool. He was like a top or a Tasmanian devil.
And now for the experiment's final phase, possibly explosive.
Here's the baking soda.
That's exactly where a dog would pee if a dog
It's
came
on
in
the
and was
corner?
startled by
Yeah.
all this. Shall we see if this causes a small explosion?
Quick, don the silver protective suit, pronto.
Basically, now I'm about to pour the dog wee on the pile of baking soda, which, if the myth is correct, should cause a small explosion. Or if we're actually on Earth, we'll do absolutely bupkis.
Fire in the hole!
Nothing happened. No explosion at all. That's actually, I think, a first for us. There is not one fact about this myth that's true.
Yeah, you know, usually at least there's a tiny grain of truth somewhere in the stuff that we're dealing with. It has to start somewhere. But, you know, this one, it just isn't there.
Myth decimated.
With that extreme load of laundry done, it's time to cut into the science of incision. With 3 myths that induce extreme separation anxiety. First, can a snowplow split a car completely in two?
The myth is that a couple are driving down a road on a dark, snowy night. The visibility is horrible. They swerve out of control, crash head-on into a parked snowplow on the side of the road.
But this is no ordinary crash. Instead of just crumpling into a wreck, the car splits all the way down the middle, from the front to the rear, in a perfect bifurcation.
And both walk away from the crash.
Are you serious?
Yep.
Wow.
Cutting or incision occurs when a tear is made in a material at a molecular level. For a cut to be made in this car, there has to be significant force, which comes from a combination of its mass and velocity. But sharpness of the snowplow's blade will also be a factor.
This is perfect for our myth. And what makes it perfect for our myth is the geometry of the blade. Not only does it have this sharp axe edge, but it's got this really thin blade right in front, which is just like presenting a knife edge to a car, and that's exactly what we need to split our car right down the middle.
And with the plow sitting like a giant immobile axe, the team will get controlled speed from this motorized steel cable that will propel the car along a guide rail with incredible accuracy. Carrie preps the car with a center line for the split, and it soon becomes clear there's a lot of car to cleave.
It's got to get completely through this dashboard, all the way through the center of the car to the back. I'm having a hard time seeing this actually happen.
But this cable and skate system will help with that.
What they're doing right now is they're chaining the car to the skate. Now, the skate is a device that hooks onto the track and ensures that the car goes straight the whole distance. Now, at the very end, there is a high-tech quick release. Now, this will ensure that we hit our snowplow dead center.
With the car ready to roll, what about the passengers?
These guys are clearly not crash test dummies or human analogs of any sort. But the myth says that both the passenger and the driver made it out of the crash completely unharmed. Now, if either of one of these gets the slightest nick, they'll totally deflate.
And with the dummies sitting pretty, here's how the test is going to go down.
This cable will pull that front engine car up to 55 miles an hour, and 10 feet before the plow will release the car and it'll go smashing into the blade.
And if that all works out, what we're looking for are two things. Number one, does the car split on the snowplow blade cleanly all the way down? And number two, are inflatable people still inflated?
Well, there's only one way to find out, because it's go time.
All right, this is front engine car at 55 miles an hour versus the mother of all snowplows. In 3, 2, 1, go!
The car hurtles down the track at 55 miles per hour.
Looking good. It's looking great.
But will the combination of speed and snowplow be enough to split the car in two?
Wow.
That is not bifurcated.
Nope, it didn't split in half, but that was awesome.
That's great.
Yep, that test couldn't have gone better. But that's hardly the result the team was looking for.
That's not splitting too.
No.
That's not even cut. I mean, it's just like a dent in the front end.
Yeah, it hit the engine block and stopped.
Every angle of that spectacular crash tells the same story. Although the car hit the plow head-on, there's no bifurcation. But the MythBusters aren't ready to call this one just yet. After all, it wasn't a complete failure.
So this myth is about cutting a car cleanly in two using the blade of a snowplow. And to tell you the truth, we did cut a part of the car in two. The bumper, totally severed in half. But that is only the first 4 inches of the car. The other 98% of the car, still pretty much intact. Don't worry, everything's gonna be okay.
98% still intact, but the passengers, not so much. So to find out if the plow can split more than just a bumper, it's over to Plan B, this time with a rear-engine car.
Which means there's hardly anything in the way for that plow to cut through. This vehicle is going to give us the best chance of confirming this myth.
And to give this myth even more of a fighting chance, we've made a few additional changes.
By additional changes, Carrie means more speed. The guys are ramping it up by an extra 25% to 70 miles an hour. That's because one of the factors at play in the physics of incision is velocity.
This is test 2. Rear-engine vehicle at 70 miles an hour versus the mother-in-law of all snowplows. In 3, 2, 1, go!
It's now or never for the snowplow split as the rear-engine car hurtles down the track headlong into its date with snowplow destiny.
You see that thing? It looked like a banana peel.
But I don't think the passenger or driver are walking away.
The wreckage confirms their suspicions.
Oh my God!
never seen anything like this. I gotta tell you.
It is split for sure.
It's split all the way to the back seat.
Pretty sure, though, that the guys did not survive.
I can't wait to see the high speed.
That's gonna be awesome.
At impact, the car is cleaved almost in two. But once again, that pesky engine block proves too tough for the plow.
That was sick. As soon as that car came out of the garage, you hear the whizzing of the cable on the concrete. It smashed into that plow, and it was like, bzzz. It went in two directions. Wheels flew over on that side, glass came over here, but we still were not able to split it all the way through. But it was still awesome.
But where does that leave our snowplow myth?
We tested this myth using a front-engine vehicle going 55 miles an hour, and we busted. We tried using a rear-engine vehicle going 70 miles an hour, and we busted it. And there is no way those people are walking away from that crash. So this one's busted.
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 Let's get back to the shop.
That's a long walk.
Yeah, well.
Are you sure we're going the right way?
Next, can you slice in reality just as easy as when playing the virtual video game of
Fruit Ninja! Wah, wah, wah.
Even I've heard of that one. What about it?
Well, is it possible in real life?
Go on.
Well, is it possible to slice fruit as easily as the game would suggest? I think we should give it a go.
Fruit salad, here we come.
Let's play.
The goal of the game is to virtually slash fruit that is arcing in front of you on the screen. It's one of Adam's favorite games. He's got an impressive average of 100 hits per minute. But add a dimension and fruit of various sizes subject to real-world physics. Is it as simple? To find out, the MythBusters construct their own real-life version of the Fruit Ninja video game.
Note the plastic on the floor, which we will use to contain our fruit carnage, and the small tower on top of which will be our Fruit Ninja, so that we can safely throw up fruit from underneath.
And I guess we should explain what the jugglers are doing here.
They are all experts at the art of non-lethal objects flying through the air.
In the virtual game, the fruit is pitched to perfection. As it rises, gravity pulls it down and decreases its vertical velocity to 0 at the apex. And to match the game, that has to happen at exactly the right height in front of Adam.
So, high, catch.
Hey! Let's throw some fruit.
All right.
This is how this is going to work. We've got our basket full of fruit. We've got our jugglers to throw the fruit up in the air. All we need is our ninja up there to slice it.
Now remember, never try this experiment yourself.
I'm totally ready. Let's do this. This is gonna be great.
Can Adam beat his virtual average of 100 cuts a minute?
For this test, our ninja, AKA Adam Savage, will have 1 minute to cut all the fruit he can.
But for the most part, I'm gonna be doing that. Oh, this feels great.
You ready, sir?
I'm ready. Are you ready?
Not quite, but what the hell? All right, you count us down, Jamie.
Okay. Fruit Ninja in 3, 2, 1, go.
Adam's a trained swordsman, and even though he's very good at playing the video game version of Fruit Ninja, real life poses a whole new set of physics problems.
Oh my gosh, I'm missing everything.
The fruit seems to be moving much faster than the virtual equivalent.
Yes! Ho! Ho!
But once he gets his range, he starts to make an impact on the scoreboard.
Yes! Pineapple! Tomato!
As we found out in the Snowplow story, incision relies on several factors, including velocity, mass, sharpness, and density of the object being cut. Adam has all those covered, but it's accuracy that's proving his greatest challenge. With the test complete, the chopped fruit is collected and counted to reveal a disappointing score of 30.
But in his defense, the jugglers were off on two fronts.
More fruit, more fruit.
First, they didn't throw fruit at a fast enough rate, meaning getting a really good score was impossible. And second, they threw some fruit so close to him that it was too difficult to cut.
Too close to me.
So they're resetting a little further back to make it easier for him to hit the perfect apex, right in Adam's zone. But will it be enough to triple his score? I have my doubts.
Oh, yes! Pineapple. Yes!
From the first slice, it's obvious Adam's improving. With the jugglers now right on target,
Yes! Bananas are mine!
every piece hits the apex at a cuttable height.
Oh, yeah.
30 seconds.
30 seconds!
And Adam now appears to be taking out his targets with video game-like ease.
There's an
15
apple.
seconds.
But as the clock counts down and concentration and stamina flags, his hit rate slows, meaning the result is up in the air.
That is cool.
It is such a crazy experience standing on top of this elaborate platform with the three jugglers
Oh, yeah.
hurling fruit into my sphere of influence, only to try and catch it with the edge of my sword. And the satisfaction when my blade actually does catch the fruit, cleaves it in two. It's so much more satisfying than actually playing the game
Pineapple.
on a screen.
But how else does it compare to the digital slice?
First and foremost is that it's harder than I thought to hit fruit flying through the air. Second is that the fruit is much smaller in real life. Third is the slicing itself. In the game, you just move your hand in the direction that you want to slice, and it slices the fruit. In real life, the actual edge of the blade has to be pointed in the direction that I'm slashing, and that requires a level of coordination that means I have to stay super, super concentrated. I'm missing them all. It's fun, but it's also difficult.
And that difficulty is reflected in the score, because even with perfectly pitched fruit, Adam chopped only a few pieces more than half his virtual score. But that's given Jamie an idea.
Samurais and ninjas and swords and things like that, they're fine, but they're a little passé.
Jamie's gearing up for something you should not try at home. He's following the MythBusters mantra that if it's worth doing, it's worth overdoing. Welcome to Fruit Chainsaw.
Nowadays, we use chainsaws.
Oh, yeah!
The chainsaw works so well because it removes any need for the user to impart velocity.
Tackling fruit with a sword is one thing, but with a chainsaw, it's something else. I mean, all you have to do is touch it, and thanks to that chain going a bazillion miles an hour, you've got instant fruit salad.
Yeah!
So if you find yourself having to hack away at flying fruit, it's hard to beat.
Yeah! Beautiful!
Jamie's chainsaw was unbelievably effective. I was really kind of worried that the fruit would skip off the edge of the blade, but oh man, it was actually so much more awesome looking on camera than the sword. I'm thrilled. I want to keep going. Can we do some more?
I've got to say, this is some of the sweetest smelling carnage we have ever produced on this show.
How do you want to call it?
I'm going to say it's much harder to play Fruit Ninja in real life than it is in the game, but it's also much more fun. What do you think?
I'll let you know. I'm waiting for the chainsaw version.
They're totally going to do that now. Let's get out of here.
So this one's busted. The digital destruction is still a cut above the real-life slice. Next, can you split a bullet in two like wild frontierman Davey Crockett?
Now, apparently, he would take his axe and throw it against a tree. And then he would take his trusty musket Betsy, fire a shot, at the axe head and split the bullet clean in half. And that is what we're gonna test to see if it's really possible.
It's an old-time myth you just couldn't test with modern firearms. 200 years ago, the guns were slower and the lead bullets were rounder and softer.
Well, hit the tail of the coonskin cap.
Now, hitting our target with these muskets is gonna be tough. They're heavy, they're not as accurate as a modern-day rifle, so we thought maybe if we dress up like Davey Crockett, maybe they'll give us an advantage to hit our target. You know, maybe we channel him, Davey, help me hit my target. But I doubt it.
Someone who'll be keeping a close eye when our trio take to the trigger is antique firearms expert Jim Mitchell.
So you've got a couple of 58 calibers there with you.
These old-time rifles aren't exactly user-friendly.
First thing, you load up your powder. Measure your powder out into the measure.
It's quite a procedure loading up a musket. I mean, you've got to pour the gunpowder directly into the barrel. And then you've got like a lubricated little patch that you stuff a lead ball on. You have to stuff it all the way down. I mean, can you imagine loading that thing over and over and over if you had to be a quick shot?
The tricky part now, though, is to be able to hit that axe blade dead center with the bullet so we get it to split. Because if it hits a little bit to the left or a little bit to the right, it might just deflect and stay one bullet. We need it to hit right in the middle so we see two pieces after the bullet hits the axe head.
Now, legend has it that Davey Crockett could do this trick from 40 yards. So we're gonna measure out 40 yards and give it a shot.
But that's looking a long, long way off.
And, 40 yards. That's kind of far.
I'm gonna take a shot, and down I'm gonna split it in the first one. But who knows, maybe I got lucky. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
Now, we should get some idea of just how sharp the shooting has to be. Not bad at all. Let's try a take two.
Still a little to the left.
Tori's got one more shot before the others get their chance. Confirming the two target myths means splitting a bullet in half. That's as tough as anything these guys have ever attempted.
Look it. 1, 2, 3.
Whoa! I hit the blade.
That's great.
That is crazy. Look at that. It just hit here. I mean, I was maybe 1/8 of an inch off from hitting it dead center.
I think with a little practice, you could hit that.
Yeah, I mean, if you practice, you'd be able to hit this all day. But I mean, we're not looking at accuracy. We're looking at whether or not you could split the bullet.
All right, well, let's split the difference, come in 20 yards, and then try it again.
All right.
They bring the mark in because this myth is more about if a bullet can split in two than where you took the shot from.
Hey, nice shot.
Wow.
Carrie goes close.
Whoa.
Then closer as she grazes the handle.
Look, you can see the burn mark.
Nice shot. All right.
Thank you.
Good one.
Give me one more. One more.
One more shot.
Like Adam in Fruit Ninja, they've got an accuracy problem. What they really want to know is if they do hit the blade, will the bullet's velocity and mass result in a split?
To be able to hit the blade by shooting offhand, it's going to take a long time and a lot of practice.
Daylight's fading, so Grant gets to shoot off a bag. This could be the shot that confirms the Crockett myth.
This axe don't stand a chance.
You hit the blade.
Look right here. Skimmed it. You're real close.
So you just got to go over just like 1/8 of an inch to the right.
Like a hair.
The shots are almost perfect, but for this test, almost just doesn't cut it.
You know what? It's incredibly difficult, even off the rest. So I'm going to give it one more shot.
And Grant can feel Jim waiting in the wings.
No splits. If Davey Crockett could do this, he was quite a shot.
Now, before we move on to the expert, how would you guys feel about me taking one shot from the bench?
Sure, go ahead.
Knock yourself out.
I'm dying to do it.
Come on, Tori, you had your chance. Give the expert a turn. But wait, there's 2 bullet holes. He's done it.
You did it!
I can't believe it.
it actually worked.
Both sides. Look, right there, that's where it hit. Chink, chink.
Yeah.
Hey, it's confirmed.
Totally confirmed. Who thought that?
Davy Crockett didn't lie.
That is sweet.
But Jim won't go home till he's had a fair chance to reconfirm the myth.
Just for a little fun, we put some balloons on either side of the axe. That way we can see if Jim can actually burst both balloons with one Davy Crockett shot.
Want to give it one try at the original distance here.
Jim's backed off the mythical 40 yards, and he's shooting off hands.
Yeah! Good job, Jim.
Nice shoot.
All right.
Wow.
It's an amazing display of frontier marksmanship.
It must be the outfit.
The eye of the coyote.
Davy Crockett's unlikely myth of the split bullet is confirmed, and then some.
So we showed you can split a bullet and take out 2 targets at once.
Yeah, that was using an axe, ammunition, and weapons from Davy Crockett's time.
And a little bit of mojo from Davy Crockett.
The outfits. So this one's confirmed.
Confirmed.
Confirmed.